Is someone there? Oh, it's about that time again, huh? I'm going to assume that you're with me, that you're following, and that I haven't made fried eggs out of your brain. Not yet, at least. I will. Just keep following. I'm trying to shock you. Let me be fair to you so that way, you have your out. I know how much you love your outs. At this time, you can say, you know what? I see that you're saying something, but, you know, I'm not there yet. So, respectfully disagree. Okay, so go. I don't need you. I don't need your permission to do this. This is happening whether you accept it or not. Now, if you were smart, you would listen to that which said, hey man, he's saying something. I don't care how you accept it. You can digest it, congest it, contest it. I don't care. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to say that no one ever told you. What's happening here is that God is moving his creation, us, from one point to another point. This is the point in the story when God is giving you a choice before the grand move. He's giving you the factoring decision. What God bases all of his acts on at this point is based on not your job, um, not your life, how many kids you have, or how many followers you have. This will solely be based on what you know. Every time that God moves us from one way to another way of life, this is the only time, um, right before it happens, right before the Spirit moves through the land, uh, that He's giving you a choice. Now, stick with me here. I'm going to break it down. It's your last choice. See, you don't have anybody in your life right now that's going to tell you when it's your final choice. Hey, man, this is the last time. And then I'm going to do some rearranging. Then it happens. This is why your leaders have real knowledge. They know this. They've been selected to know. We call them the frozen chosen because they stand like statues, unmovable. Not until it's time to be moved, of course. But anyways, they have what you don't have, and they vow to keep it so. So you don't have it. Okay, so then it happens. And then it becomes their last ditch effort to present themselves during the transition as all knowing. This is what your leaders are planning. Spoiler alert. They want to say, hey, look, God, we know. Um, Let me say something to you world leaders, the frozen, chosen. You are the people with power. You realize, you do know that God wasn't invented within the last past 24 hours, right? You do know this, since you know. You do know that he's been doing this for a minute now. This arrangement. You play with power, he purposes it. So, what happens, you power players, is when you go to God and technically, um, uh, you have real knowledge. No one's going to take that from you. You keep it for the time being. And so you qualify to move on, technically speaking, because you have real knowledge. And, you, you move on to your next life, and your next life is so much better than this life because in this life you have everything that is available from your last life. You have you got the math, you got the science, you got the history, and you can go all the way back and trace all of it back to its in times of antiquity. You can go all the way back in history. You can go all the way back with math. You can go all the way back with science, even to the big. Well, in your next life, you get all of this. In your next life, all of the knowledge that from this life is applied to your next life, so it's better. It's like when your companies do an app update. So we're about to be updated. And then the story repeats itself. Are you still following? But wait a minute. Wait 1 second. Because God is not a dummy. He calls foul play. I'm talking to you who is playing with power. This is a treat. You know, I rarely get to connect with you. It's not by my own doings. So God calls foul, and there becomes this big question. You have to answer. How did you get the power? Okay. Okay. I'm going too fast here. I'm going too fast here. Okay. So I'm talking about um, the power structure here. Okay. I'm not talking about people who don't have power. I'm talking to the people who, know. Okay. So, because, you really think, for them who have power, okay, so you have it, that you're going to be able to keep it when you need it. So you have power. Um, God has power. Okay, so let's play with power. You bring your power, I bring my power, and then we just gonna see who's the most powerful. No, 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 no. Sorry. He's not gonna 4th of July this. He's not gonna New Year's this. He's not gonna make, um, some big grand show over you. How little do you know? He's gonna take you out. He's gonna kill you with one question. Where'd you get it? Yeah, you got it. Where did you get it? Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. You got it. You got this power under special conditions. Considering the fact that you have it and the simple people don't have it. That's why God essentially excuses them, not the power. I'm talking to you, but I'm referring to them. That's why God excuses them. They're simple minded. Um, you hate them. So you force God to love them. Because if power was ever corrupted, then the entire existence is to be allowed to be called into question. You may even question God, and he would have to answer you. So God loves them for their ignorance. Because you hate them. Um, Now I'm going to get back to the point of all of this. Um, the same way that he reserves for the power, he reserves for the powerless. So um, it's it's not over yet. The same way he does not make a big show um, for the powerful people, he's not going to make a big show for the ignorant people. He's just going to, he's going to, there's just going to be a separation act that happens. Okay, so let me break it down intrinsically this time. Are you guys still following me? Have I lost you? Because I will find you. I intend to find all of you. And you have made this infinitely simple. Okay, so this is how ignorant people are judged when God is factoring in what punishment to give ignorant people. He says, you know, okay, I get it, I get it. Uh, you don't know. I'm not mad at you for not knowing. Okay, um, I know that your world leaders purposefully kept you locked out of any chance that you would have had to save yourself. So I'm not mad. That's not my problem. You're my problem. Okay, I get it. I get it. You say, well, God, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm telling you, I don't know, and you're not mad, but yet you're still mad. What's up with that? God says, and this is when it gets real. As you say, this is when it hits the bucket. He says, you remember that time you're on your phone, you're in front of your computer, you were at work, you're at home, you were with your friends, whatever. Remember that time where, uh, you were watching that video? Weird guy saying some weird stuff. Um, but a little tiny voice inside of you spoke to you and said, hey, listen now. And if you listen carefully, and you kept watching the video. You didn't get it, but you accepted it. You watched the entire video, start to finish, and then you resumed your normal life. You said, okay, I'm done with that. That was nice, interesting, thought provoking. Gotta get to it now. That's my problem with you. If you don't know better, that's fine. But if you don't want to know better, that's when you have an issue. Those are two different worlds. Those are two different lives. Those are two different sets which value two different things. And one, unfortunately, has more value than the other one. I'm going to say it again. It's okay. It's fine. You don't want to know? Click, skip, skippity doo down and on. Get the hell on. But you realize you're mitigating your best excuse at the very end. Now, because you watched this, or that time in which God gave you a choice to know real knowledge, you chose to go the way of the yellow brick road, searching for the grand man who can make all your dreams come true by clicking. Okay, so in conclusion, when God moves humanity from one point to another point, a kind of splitting of the atoms occurs. Everyone with real knowledge goes to one side, and then everyone else goes to the other side. And then everyone with it is judged not for having it, but by what means they obtained it. One is called truth, the other is called false. And if you took what you know from people and you locked them out, you kept them out on purpose to use this knowledge to gain a platform for yourself and your people, God calls foul. False knowledge. Now, there is the story where, you gain true knowledge the right way through deep contemplation and meditation. It comes from nowhere. On the other side, God judges the ones who don't have real knowledge, but he bases his judgment on whether or not they were at least given an opportunity to have it. And by subsequence, not consequence, there's a difference. But by subsequent, they tend to reject it. You do it every time. And then it happens. And then everybody's scratching their head. And God's like, whoa, I'm going to deal with both of you. I'm going to deal with the suspicious eyes, and I'm going to deal with the confused heads. I'm going to deal with both of you. If you reject the knowledge, when God took the time to deliver it to you in person, what he then does is he deems that your life is pointless. And then you must be that one to live a pointless life. Which means not only are you incapable of freeing yourself, you'll never have the urge to at least make a run for it. That's it. That's all.